I watched the entire Oklahoma City-Portland game. Tiger one screen, that's the other one. And so I'm watching it, and, Oklahoma City, obviously, not a great shooting team. It's not what they do outside of Paul George. They have some good defenders, good rebounders. Russell's an incredible, relentless energy guy. So they just didn't shoot well. I still think they win the series. But after the game, I want to play this Russell Westbrook moment. That, to me, is I love Russell Westbrook. I love his energy. I love who he is. I've known him since going freshman year and at UCLA, playing together at UCLA gym in the summertime. I mean, he's in his 11th year, right? 11th year in the NBA. I don't know what bothers him so much to a point where he can't explain something at least. Just give me one sentence of something. I always have a theory, basic psychology. People who project a lot are actually very insecure. Dennis Rodman projected. He also cried more than anybody. T.O. projected, cried a lot. Russell projects a lot. I don't care about the media. I don't care about anybody. I don't care. You can get into his head so easily. I mean, that game yesterday, there were a couple instances. He didn't guard Damian Lillard. But the question – I mean, I just think – the questions that the reporters were asking – weren't attacking him. No. He's trying to control things. Russell says nothing bothers him. Everything bothers him. Everything bothers him. He projects constantly. The toughest guy in the room is the guy that's protecting something. Russell, I watched that game yesterday. Lillard hits a 30-foot bomb. Russell comes back, wide open three, air ball. Mm-hmm. He's in his head. Comes down 3 minutes later, doesn't guard Lillard on a three. That's all about Damian. And Lillard shoots from like 35 feet out. Like literally wasn't even. I thought Lillard was so low. Like right here, this one. Look right here. Like he can't shoot. That to me, I don't. Now watch this. This is Russell Westbrook kind of saying, I'm not going to give you that respect. More about his relationship with himself than the team. That's Russell just being Russell. That's Lillard getting into Russell's head. See, in your first couple of years in the league, right? When you're in the league in your first couple of years, you have a chip on your shoulder. Sure. Right? Okay, cool. Now you're in your 11th year. Like you've been to the finals, Russell. Made a lot of money. You've been to the finals. You made a lot of money. You're a superstar. You've been up 3-1. You've lost that one. So your maturity level as a person, to me, should expand, should be better, should evolve. And it's like the simplest things that's going on. I had your back 100% in Utah. But certain things that go on, I don't think you have to react like that. Like I always tell people this, just in life, everyday life, my sons, my friends, my daughter, everything doesn't need a response. And when I say that need a response when the reporters are talking to you after the first game meltdown, but everything in life don't have to have a reaction or a response of what you give it. He's given so much energy when it's not needed that it's not necessary. Yeah, he doesn't flip a switch. I've beat up on him so much. I'm sort of over it, but this is what happens. He unravels, and I'm watching this. We talked about this before. Remember, Kyle? I said, you know what? He's doing really well. Remember when Paul was in the hunts for MVP and he was doing amazing, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, I said, who you are is who you are. And when the time comes, we said this, when the time comes, when it's a crunch time, are you going to go back to the old Russ? This is what it is. It's hopefully this next game, his poise, I don't know. He's hard to figure out. Well, speaking of that, complicated. So Kevin Durant, Chris Broussard was on earlier and said there's an understanding in the building in San Francisco. This Warriors team is, quote, the last hurrah. And Durant's leaving. I agree. Let me throw this at you. If I came to my wife and I said, honey, we're moving cross country. And she said, oh, we go to a better company. And I said, oh, no, it's a way worse company. Okay, wait. Are we going for more money? Oh, no, I'm going to lose tens of millions. And she'd go, honey, why are you leaving? If I said this, I want to be the man, she'd say, grow up. Exactly. Like, he's going to leave a great organization and millions because Kevin Durant, deep down, he had a quote in The Athletic. I came here knowing that every media member, every fan was going to call me every name in the book, and I was going to take the brunt of everything. But I wanted to be part of this, so I didn't give a blank. Same with LeBron. And my takeaway is, Kevin, what heat have you taken? You've won 2 rings. You've won 2 trophies. You're now considered the best player. The heat he's taken is, man, you did the easy thing. Okay, stay off Twitter. 99% of us are reasonable, and we're rooting for Kevin. I like Kevin Durant. I think he's a little quirky, but I'm okay with quirky athletes.
But you know what's funny, Colin? When I was in college, one of my best friends, even to this day, Tyson Wheeler.
Yeah.
He would read the magazines and if we were ranked or this and that. And I said, Tyson, if you can't stomach it, stay away from it. I'm not reading it because it'll get in your head psychologically, regardless of who you are, how strong you are. Kobe used to take clips and he, cut them out and then boom, he'd go after it.
Yeah.
Understand it. But Kevin, you want to be in the mix. It's like you're a glutton for punishment. Right? And you're punishing yourself every single time because if you're so sensitive in so many different situations that happen within the media, Twitter, papers, whatever it is, why do you put yourself in that position?
Well, I always feel like there's two. I just speak for guys here. I'm not going to speak for women. I'll speak for guys. There's 2 types of guys. We use criticism as jet fuel. I think that's my personality. Mm-hmm. Kobe was like that. Mm-hmm. And then there are guys who see criticism and it angers them. Aaron Rodgers a little, Kevin Durant a little, where it clearly, deeply bothers them. Mm-hmm. And my takeaway on Kevin Durant is, Kevin, I have a theory in life. It's called the say it out loud theory. Mm-hmm. You're going to potentially leave a great organization for a bad one, leave tens of millions on the table, and the reason is I want to be, quote, the man.
All right, so if you want to be the man, why didn't you do that after the 3-1? You could have been the man at OKC. Y'all were up 3-1. You could have been a man there.
But I defended him a little bit in OKC because the organization, Cuttino, really wrapped their arms around Westbrook.
Okay.
And he was saying, I'm the second best basketball player in the world.
Okay, so stop right there. They wrapped their self around Westbrook because he was more consistent with his feelings and everything. He's him. KD, it's like you're going to take out for Westbrook when Skip says something about Westbrook so you can get the ball and you go off on Skip. Then you go off on someone else when they take, like, you don't know where you want to stand at kind of thing. It's like, I just want to play basketball. Well, then don't make a movie. I just want to do this. Well, stay off of media.
Yeah. Like, by the way, here's the latest Durant quote. And again, I like Durant.
I love him.
I think he's the best.
I was just practicing with him last summer for like 2 weeks in a while.
I love him. He's a great player. He has this funny quote. Listen to this, Joy. He goes, I enjoy the way the Warriors played basketball. I never played with shooters that moved, that versatile players. I wanted to be part of that. My game was talking to me. Not that other blank. The spirit of the game was talking to me. It matters. Not the spotlight of the fame. Okay. Do the Knicks have that? Because now you're telling me it's the spirit of the game. Well, it's not like Curry and Klay Thompson are retiring. They're playing the game you're telling me your spirit loves.
And you want to leave where they don't move the ball at with no shooters. Good luck.
I have learned to be a better listener. I'm listening to KD, but his messages are all mixed.
I say this all the time. You can say whatever you want to me, I'm going to listen. But I'm going to pay attention to your pattern. Your pattern in the last umpteenth years shows when you say things, I'm going on what you do.
Some guys are sayers, some guys are doers. Okay, Lakers, Luke Walton leaves. I imagine you're okay with them now sort of lining up and just hiring the guy that LeBron likes. Are you okay with that?
You know what? I'm loving either Ty Lue or Monty Williams. I'm loving that because Monty Williams was the assistant in the Olympics. Yeah. So he has that rapport with LeBron. And Monty's a great guy.
Yeah, great guy. Legendarily good guy.
Now, my thing is David Griffin went to the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Kind of weird to me. Let me tell you why. My conspiracy behind that last week, and I was on radio talking about this.
So David Griffin, by the way, was LeBron's guy in Cleveland.
GM.
Got whacked. LeBron's always liked him.
Yeah.
He's available. Right. Lakers need a guy, and he goes to the Pelicans.
It's kind of like Jerry West when he was with Memphis, right? He gives the Lakers, wink, wink, Pau Gasol, right? And then they go and win. So David Griffin, okay, I don't go to the Lakers, but I'm going to go to Pelicans, wink, wink. You may get AD from me. And then I'm going to have Monty, who loves AD, and all of us in one big happy family. We might scoop up Kyrie Irving, maybe. Listen, that's just a throw out there.
That is a crazy theory.
That's just a throw out there.
So you're saying Jerry West had it all planned? I remember where I was. I was on a plane on a tarmac when my buddy Brian called, and he said, the Lakers just got Pau Gasol. I remember I was on a window seat on a plane, my buddy Brian in Portland. And I went to my phone. I'm like, how? What did they give him? And there's like, draft picks and not much.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Pau Gasol's now with Kobe?
Yes.
So you're saying
the second, third best big man in the NBA.
Yeah, and classic Kobe, smart, big, moves well.
Right.
You know, certain guys work with Kobe.
No problem with deferring. Right.
And finally, I was really wrong on this. So Ben Simmons comes into the NBA, and I fall for him. I'm like, 6'10" guard,
He
plays defense, dunks on people. He's like Lonzo Ball, except 4 inches taller and stronger and defends better. I fell for it. I'm like, this is Magic Johnson. This is what Magic Johnson looked like. You're like, oh, he doesn't look like, he literally jams over centers at the rim. I'm watching him yesterday. This team's a mess. And now he's banging on the fans because they're booing. Hello, it's Philadelphia. They boo everybody.
Everybody.
What do you make of Ben Simmons?
Listen, I don't know the kid. I'm just watching from the TV. But how many years he's been in the league? 3?
Well,
is this
he
his
didn't play
year?
this is his second full year playing.
Second full year. So it's his third year.
Yeah.
It's third year. So my thing, all right, listen, I tell people this all day long. If you're a full year with Warren Buffett and you haven't invested, or you did like paper investing, right? The next year you come, you're going to be a little bit more mature in your investing than you were the year before, correct?
Right, sure.
So he's in his third year, okay? Because his whole situation with Mitchell is, and it's about wins. To me, he's like I don't see it. I don't feel it. It's his third year. I don't feel it yet from him. I don't feel that.
One of the reasons I love Zion Williamson, I can sense his love of being on the floor. You can feel Zion Williamson. I bang on Westbrook. Loves being on the floor.
Right.
Gets in the building, loves
Yes.
it. Iverson had it.
Zion's like that, yes. You're right.
LeBron.
You're right.
The great ones generally, you can sense a love of the game. When Ben Simmons is on the floor, it's impossible to say. There are times I'm like, where's Ben Simmons?
Not even that. But it's
where's
like
Ben Simmons on the floor?
And how about this, Colin? Not even that. He has this kind of like this cocky, this kind of like this I don't know. It's like it's a matter of fact. It's kind of like
he's not real connected to teammates.
Yes.
Doug Gottlieb told me once, I don't know that I trust Doug on this, but he was the best player in the last 2-3 years, the best player in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't make the Australian national team. They didn't want him. It's like, what timeout? Years ago, there was a quarterback for Michigan State who's now in the NFL. He's a backup. I forget Connor. Was it Connor Cook? And I remember saying this on the air. I said he's a senior, a 3-year starter, and his teammates didn't vote him captain. As a senior 3-year starting quarterback.
Right.
They had like linebackers,
Right.
and I'm like,
right.
They ain't good. You don't make the Aussie national team, you're the best player in Australia?
It's like
that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, but am I reaching here? Isn't that something?
He's delusional. His personality to me is kind of a delusional personality. It's like chest poked out. And yes, you're 6'10". Yes, you can dunk over people. First of all, when I played, it was 7-footers on every team. There's no 7-footers, so of course you're gonna dunk on somebody 6'8". I'm not trying to hear that. You know what I mean? Like I don't see. Yes, you have talent. But I don't see it growing so much right now. 1, your personality. 2, you can't shoot
at all
in the gym by yourself. And you say that Giannis is he sucks. He can't shoot threes. He's better than you by far. He's better than you by far. And Giannis has to just sharpen up his long range.
And I also feel with Giannis, I feel a strong sense of self.
Yes.
Yeah, like he's connected by a thread to his teammates.
Well, his emotional IQ is high.
Yes. You can just tell Giannis, the team's into Giannis. Giannis is into the team. You can feel him connected by a thread. I do feel like an indifference with Simmons on the floor. We got to go. Cuttino Mobley, great seeing you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.